If you're over 60 and you've ever felt a pang of frustration when a pickle jar won't budge, or a moment of hesitation at the bottom of a flight of stairs, then please listen closely. What we're about to explore together isn't just about food. It's about reclaiming a life of strength, confidence, and independence. For decades, we've been told a very specific story about protein and aging, that to fight muscle loss, we must rely almost exclusively on eggs, meat, and dairy. But what if that's only a fraction of the truth? What if the key to rebuilding strength and securing your independence lies hidden in plain sight, in the produce aisle of your local grocery store? We've been led to believe that eggs are the gold standard. But what if I told you there's a vegetable that rivals the protein of an egg, but without any of the cholesterol that can be a concern for heart health? In the next few minutes, we are going to embark on a journey of discovery. We're going to uncover 10 incredible muscle-building vegetables, each with unique properties, to help you feel stronger and more vital. We'll start with some foundational knowledge and build our way up piece by piece to the most powerful and surprising discovery of all. The information I'm saving for last is so effective, you absolutely must stay until the end to learn about this life-changing secret. So if you're ready to rewrite your own story of aging, please subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of our discoveries. And just a quick important reminder, all the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet or health regimen. Let's use this knowledge to have informed discussions with them. All right, let's begin. The foundational green, cooked spinach. Let's start with a familiar friend, spinach. Many seniors rely heavily on eggs for protein, and for good reason. However, for those managing heart health, the cholesterol content can be a point of concern. A large egg contains a significant portion of the recommended daily limit for cholesterol, which is a factor for anyone with risk factors like high blood pressure or diabetes. Therefore, finding alternatives that provide high-quality protein without the cholesterol is a game changer. This is where cooked spinach steps into the spotlight. A generous serving of cooked spinach provides about 5 to 7 grams of complete protein, roughly equivalent to a medium egg. It contains all the essential amino acids needed for muscle building, making it a surprisingly complete protein source. To truly grasp how this works, let's use an analogy. Imagine your muscles are like a brick wall that needs constant repair. Protein provides the bricks, specifically the amino acids. Most plant sources are like having a pile of bricks, but maybe missing a few key shapes. Spinach, however, is like a pallet delivered with every single shape of brick you need to build a strong, sturdy wall. When you cook it, something remarkable happens. The cooking process breaks down the tough cellular walls, increasing nutrient absorption by up to 300%. The iron becomes more accessible to fight anemia, and the magnesium and potassium become highly available for muscle function. Now, when it comes to a new dietary shift, it's important to approach it with awareness. If you're not used to high-fiber foods, introduce them gradually. As always, it's wise to discuss any significant dietary changes with your doctor. Our goal is empowerment through knowledge, so you can make the best choices for your unique situation. The cellular protector, cooked broccoli. Next up is a vegetable that many of us have had a love-hate relationship with since childhood, broccoli. A fascinating health transformation was once linked to a specific way of preparing this common cruciferous vegetable, leaving a doctor baffled by the results. A common mistake many people make with broccoli is overcooking it, boiling it into a mushy, nutrient-depleted state. This approach unfortunately destroys the very compounds that make it so powerful. But, when prepared correctly, a 150 to 200 gram serving can contain an impressive 6 to 8 grams of complete protein. Therefore, the method of preparation is everything. The real magic lies in a compound called sulforaphane, which is maximized through light steaming. Sulforaphane doesn't just have anti-cancer properties. Emerging research suggests it directly stimulates muscle protein synthesis in seniors by activating dormant growth pathways. Think of your body's muscle-building pathways like a set of old railway tracks that have become overgrown and unused. It's often assumed these tracks are permanently out of service after age 65. The sulforaphane in properly cooked broccoli acts like a specialized crew that comes in to clear the tracks, repair the signals, and get the trains, your body's muscle-building engines, running smoothly again. This process helps your body build and repair muscle tissue far more efficiently than it could before. Lightly steam your broccoli for just 4 minutes, then, if you like, shock it in ice water. This preserves the maximum amount of this incredible compound. The bone density builder, cooked kale. Let's move on to another leafy green that has gained a lot of fame, kale. Do you know what happens to your muscles when you eat cooked kale? It's not just about the protein, though it has a respectable 6.9 grams per serving. The real advantage it offers seniors is its ability to address the dual threats of muscle loss and bone density decline. We are often told that dairy is the ultimate source of calcium, but the calcium in kale is actually more bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it more easily. Furthermore, kale is packed with vitamin K, which is essential for bone health. Therefore, kale offers a two-pronged attack to keep you strong and stable. It provides the protein to build the muscle, and the highly absorbable calcium and vitamin K to strengthen the bones that those muscles are attached to. Let's imagine your skeleton is the frame of a house, and your muscles are the supportive cables that keep the frame from collapsing. As we age, the frame can become brittle, osteoporosis, and the cables can fray, sarcopenia. Many solutions only address one issue. Kale, however, is like a master craftsman who comes in to both reinforce the wooden frame with stronger material and replace the frayed cables with new high-tension wire. This synergistic effect is what makes kale one of the most powerful anti-sarcopenia foods available. The recovery accelerator, cooked asparagus. Here's something that might surprise you about asparagus. You know how it has a unique effect on, well, That same compound responsible for that is linked to an incredible antioxidant called glutathione. As we age, our bodies produce less glutathione, which is a major reason why muscle recovery takes longer and our strength starts to decline. The central issue isn't just about building muscle, it's about protecting the muscle you have from strain and damage. But simply eating asparagus isn't the full story. The cooking process is what unlocks its true potential, breaking down the tough fibers and making those muscle-supporting nutrients more available to your body. Therefore, properly cooked asparagus acts as your muscle's personal security guard. Roasting it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 12 to 15 minutes makes it tender and delicious while maximizing its benefits. Think of your muscles after a day of activity, even just walking or gardening, as being slightly bruised and inflamed at a microscopic level. Glutathione is like a highly skilled medic that rushes to the scene. It neutralizes the free radicals causing the damage, reduces inflammation, and helps the muscle tissue repair itself much faster. Without enough of these medics, recovery is slow, and the cumulative damage leads to long-term muscle loss. Eating cooked asparagus is like ensuring you always have a team of medics on standby, ready to keep your muscles safe and strong. The inflammatory soother, cooked Brussels sprouts. There's a fascinating story about a nursing home in Florida where an unusually high number of residents could walk unassisted. When other facilities investigated, they discovered the kitchen was adding one specific vegetable to almost every meal: Brussels sprouts. A key challenge for many seniors is chronic inflammation, which is a silent destroyer of muscle tissue. While eggs are a common protein source, they can be problematic for some, whereas Brussels sprouts have zero cholesterol and are packed with compounds that actively fight inflammation. A single cup contains nearly 7 grams of complete protein, but the protein is only half the story. These little cabbages are rich in folate, which helps your body actually use protein to build muscle tissue, and compounds called glucosinolates that reduce the inflammation that accelerates muscle decay. Therefore, Brussels sprouts don't just add building blocks, they help create a better building environment. To truly grasp this, imagine you're trying to build a house in the middle of a constant storm. The wind and rain, inflammation, damage the structure as you build it. You can keep bringing more materials, protein, but the progress will be slow and the final structure weak. Brussels sprouts are like a special weather shield that calms the storm. They reduce the inflammatory environment, allowing the protein you consume to be used effectively to build strong, resilient muscle tissue without being constantly undermined by damage. The hidden powerhouse, Cooked green peas. Now for a vegetable that seems so humble, yet holds incredible power. The green pea. A documented recovery of a 68-year-old man who used nothing but cooked green peas was a revelation. His muscles had atrophied so quickly that a wheelchair seemed inevitable. A common misconception is that you need massive amounts of animal protein to see real results. But a serving of cooked green peas delivers 7 to 8.5 grams of complete protein, rivaling a large egg. More importantly, they contain nutrients that specifically target the mechanisms of age-related muscle loss. Therefore, cooked green peas act as a multifaceted muscle-building tool. The cooking process makes their nutrients incredibly bioavailable. They are loaded with vitamin K, which commands your body to build bone density and strengthen muscle attachments. The concentrated magnesium and potassium create the perfect electrolyte balance for muscle contraction, preventing the dangerous cramping that often leads to falls in seniors. Think of your muscle function as a complex electrical circuit. For a muscle to contract properly, it needs a precise signal, sufficient power, and a strong connection point. As we age, the wiring can get faulty, nerve signals, the power supply can fluctuate, electrolytes, and the anchor points can weaken, tendons and bones. Cooked green peas are like a master electrician. They fine-tune the electrolyte balance, ensuring a clean power supply. They deliver the nitrates to improve oxygen delivery, like upgrading the wiring. And their vitamin K strengthens the anchor points, ensuring the entire system is robust, powerful and reliable. The amino acid amplifier, lima beans. An 87-year-old woman in one practice was losing weight at an alarming rate, causing her family to prepare for the worst. Then, her visiting nurse started bringing her a simple, homemade soup made with lima beans. 6 weeks later, she had gained 15 pounds of pure muscle. A significant hurdle for many seniors, even those eating enough protein, is that their bodies struggle to synthesize that protein into new muscle tissue. It's an issue of utilization. Most plant foods are low in a critical amino acid called leucine, which is absolutely essential for this process. But lima beans are a powerhouse of leucine. They are also loaded with something called resistant starch. This makes them more than just a source of protein. They become a catalyst for muscle growth. Therefore, lima beans act as an amplifier for your entire protein intake. The resistant starch feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. These bacteria then produce compounds that actually help your muscles absorb and utilize protein more efficiently. It's like having a construction crew, protein, ready to build a skyscraper, but they don't have the foreman, leucine, to direct the work, or the high-efficiency equipment, gut health, to get the materials to the top floors. The crew just stands around and no building gets done. Lima beans deliver both the expert foreman in the form of leucine and upgrade all the equipment through the resistant starch. Suddenly, the protein you're eating from all sources is being used with incredible efficiency, and muscle building can finally begin in earnest. The centenarian secret, sweet corn. There's a small town in Vermont where people routinely live past 100, remaining active and strong. When scientists studied their diet, the one common thread was sweet corn, eaten fresh in the summer and frozen to last all winter. The primary struggle as we age isn't just a lack of protein, but the relentless assault of oxidative stress from free radicals, which literally shred muscle fibers over time. We also face the difficulty of maintaining energy levels, because without adequate carbs, your body starts breaking down muscle tissue for fuel. But sweet corn delivers a unique 1-2 punch against these issues. A cup provides a solid 7.8 grams of high-quality protein, along with a powerful antioxidant called zeaxanthin, which specifically protects muscle fibers from breakdown. Therefore, sweet corn provides both the building materials and the long-lasting energy to preserve your muscle. To understand this, let's use another analogy. Imagine your muscle mass is like a precious savings account. Oxidative stress is like a thief who is constantly making small, unauthorized withdrawals. A low-carb diet is like having high monthly expenses that force you to dip into your savings for daily needs. Sweet corn acts as both a security guard, zeaxanthin, that stops the thief, and it provides a steady, reliable income, complex carbs, so you don't have to touch your savings. This dual action not only stops the loss, but allows your protein intake to actually grow your account, preserving and building your precious muscle mass for the long term. The master switch for muscle, soybeans edamame. During World War II, it was observed that some soldiers maintained their strength on a very limited diet that heavily featured one particular vegetable. Military nutritionists were puzzled. That vegetable was the soybean, which we often enjoy as edamame. The biggest hurdle for seniors in muscle building is activating the actual biological on switch for muscle protein synthesis. You can eat protein all day, but if that switch isn't flipped, your body won't get the message to build. But edamame is uniquely equipped to do just this. With an incredible 11.9 grams of complete protein per cup, it's a true powerhouse. More importantly, it is rich in leucine, the master amino acid that acts as the primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis. Therefore, eating edamame is like flipping a master switch in your body. Within 30 minutes, your bloodstream is flooded with leucine, sending a powerful, undeniable signal to your muscle fibers to start rebuilding themselves immediately. Think of your muscles as a factory that has been temporarily shut down. The workers, other amino acids, and raw materials, protein, might be waiting outside, but nothing can happen until the factory manager, leucine, arrives to unlock the doors and turn on the machinery. Edamame delivers the factory manager directly to the gate. It's the most direct, bioavailable signal you can send to your body to stop the breakdown process and start the rebuilding process right now. This is especially effective within 2 hours after any physical activity, even just a brisk walk. The ultimate game changer, cooked mustard greens. And now we've arrived at our final and most powerful discovery. It's connected to the story of a 72-year-old woman named Margaret, who was sent home from the hospital with advanced sarcopenia. Doctors told her family to prepare for the worst. She was too weak to even stand up on her own. But Margaret remembered a bitter, peppery green her grandmother used to make the family eat during hard times. Mustard greens. The most profound difficulty in reversing age-related muscle loss is that the body's own systems for repair and growth become dormant, almost as if they've forgotten how to work. You need something that doesn't just provide nutrients, but actively reawakens these sleeping pathways. We've talked about vegetables with more protein than eggs, but this is different. A serving of cooked mustard greens not only contains 5 to 6 grams of complete protein without the cholesterol, but it also contains the highest concentration of a specific enzyme found in any vegetable, an enzyme that can powerfully reverse age-related muscle decay. This was the core secret behind Margaret's impossible recovery. Therefore, mustard greens act as nature's most potent wake-up call for aging muscles. And there you have it, our ultimate game changer. It might seem humble, but its impact on your muscle synthesis can be truly remarkable, which is why we built up to it as our grand reveal. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from the foundational green of spinach, building up through each valuable discovery like the amino acid amplifier in lima beans and the master switch in edamame, all the way to our game-changing revelation about mustard greens. Each one is a stepping stone to a more vibrant, stronger you. Now I have a question for you. Which of these insights, perhaps it was our powerful centenarian secret, or maybe our surprising ultimate game changer, resonated with you the most? Which one are you thinking of trying first? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. I read every single one. If you found this journey valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find our community. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies designed for us. And if you're ready for more, check out the other video on your screen now. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.